I'm 22 years old and I've tried, I've executed, I've worked hard for years. I've tried my best to improve myself, learn new skills, transform my body, do X, Y, and Z, connect with people, so many things. I put myself through all of these uncomfortable situations with the hope of one day acquiring everything that I ever desired in my life. And sometimes I still feel like I'm very behind. I look at social media, I see everybody living their lives, they're traveling, they're in their Corvettes and muscle cars, connecting with people in Miami. I see all the money in their bank accounts, this and that, and I really try not to compare myself. I try to use those videos as an idea of what I can accomplish, because it's very likely for people to watch those videos and think to themselves that they're not enough, that they can't do it, that something is wrong with their lives, and I found myself there. It's funny because once I began to compare myself to those people and let it bring me down, before I knew it, I was in Loser Town again. Are you fucking kidding me? After all this hard work, I'm in Loser Town again over this shit. And it took me months. It really took me months. I think this was like a year or two ago. It took me months to get out of that section of Loser Town, because let me give you a little backstory about Loser Town. Loser Town is a lower frequency. It's your lower self. So you can find yourself there for many different reasons. You can find yourself in Loser Town for overindulging in your lust, for being lethargic, for being unable to handle your anger or your sadness. You can find yourself in Loser Town for just giving up on yourself, selling yourself short, misaligning with yourself long enough to the point where you just can't flow. The point is, every single reason that you will find yourself in Loser Town will bring you in a different section of that town. And every single time you're in a different section, there's different rules, different ways to get out of it, and some are more difficult than the others. But that's the beauty of experience. When I find myself in Loser Town, I don't shame myself. Because when you shame yourself for being low, you just stay low and even get even lower. When you find yourself through your highs and your lows, you need to acknowledge yourself, your environment, and what you're experiencing for what it is, so that you can properly walk forward and accomplish what you need to get done. It took me months to get out of this Loser Town when I was comparing, because I just couldn't find myself to accept the fact that after all of this hard work, I am still not enough. I took a leap of faith. I decided to focus on building myself and my business rather than going to college, taking the college route, because I just couldn't find anything I wanted to do, and I just felt like it was a waste of my fucking time. Going to school for 4 to 6 years to get a piece of paper that possibly wouldn't even benefit me by the time I got it. So I decided, you know what? I trust myself. I may not be the man who I want to be today, but if I'm willing to take the hits of life and learn from it and keep pushing and never give up on myself, no matter how fucking hard it gets, no matter how hopeless I may feel, I never pull the plug. If I can just commit to my life that I'm living and continue to grow, I can lead others behind me and continue to live my life, helping others, helping myself, learning, building, creating. I want to create. I don't want to work for somebody else. And when I would look at all of these Instagram videos of people making their money, driving their cars, it would just give me a bit of anxiety. Recently, my classmates from high school, everybody's starting to graduate now, and I felt a little ache because I began to question myself a little bit. Should I have walked the same path as them? Because now they have degrees. They'll be able to work now. They might be able to acquire those things that I've wanted. But what do I have now, right? When you build a business, it takes time for it to grow. It's not a one night success. I'm not an overnight success. Shit. I feel like if I was, I wouldn't know how to handle myself, but you see so many young people successful online, it makes you think, what the hell am I doing with my life? Am I even doing anything? What the fuck am I doing? But I'm here to tell you that we all grow and experience our highs and our lows at different times of our lives. As long as you don't give up on yourself, as long as I don't give up on myself, as long as we don't give up, we will make something happen. We will. Because what we see online is a very, very, very small percentage. So you shouldn't let that discourage you. You should utilize it so that you can understand what's possible. Because it's not like everybody has what you want. That's not the case. No. If you really look around you, people do not have what they want for many reasons. One, they don't try hard enough. Two, they give up too soon. Three, they just don't want it at the end of the day. The moment I realized that I should be viewing what I see online as inspiration to keep pushing on my endeavors, keep learning, keep talking to my members at the AKUNI Castle, keep talking to them, encouraging them, feeding them wisdom and knowledge so that they can achieve their goals just like how I achieved mine. Getting jacked, learning how to socialize with people, fixing my mental health, learning how to challenge myself to acquire insane levels of AKUNI running through my veins. Once I used what I saw online as inspiration rather than a comparison that stole my joy of life, I found a portal on one of the streets in Losertown, and I figured other people would hop in it, or at least acknowledge it, but everybody just carried on with their lives as if they didn't see anything, as if it was only meant for me. That shit looked ominous. Like, I've never seen a black, look, I think it was a black hole. Like, I've never seen a black hole in person. I bet you haven't either. But I knew that shit was for me. So I hopped in that shit, and I was back in my world. I was back in my normal state of consciousness. And I understood. The only person who I should be comparing myself to is who I see in the mirror. Because I can control myself. I can control how I react to my thoughts. I can control how I act in this world. I can control how hard I try, how resilient I am against giving up on myself. I'm in control of myself. You're in control of yourself. Holy shit, I look fucking huge. Oh my god. I didn't realize I looked that big on camera. Fuck. But comparison will always be the thief of joy. It doesn't matter if it's your friends. Don't compare yourself to people and not use it as inspiration of what you can accomplish. You know? We don't need envy. Envy will throw you back in fucking loser town. That's the point. You're capable. If you feel like you're not capable, if you feel like you find yourself comparing yourself to other people because you don't understand what you're truly capable of, book a call with me. This is the shit that I work on because I've been there before. I've seen it in other people, and I've acknowledged them. I've understood them. I understand why people do that shit. You may not feel like you're enough. You may feel like you're incapable. But that is a psyop. That shit is all in your fucking head. When you feed yourself with those thoughts, it comes to reality. So if you want to break out of those thoughts and actually do more with your life, so that you don't feel like, one, you're falling behind, and two, you just aren't enough compared to other people, book a call with me. It's not a sales call, it's a conversation between you and I to see whether what I do is what you need. Spoiler alert, it is. I'm gonna change your fucking life, your whole thought process, your whole perspective of life. So keep working hard. Next time you find yourself feeling envious or comparing yourself to other people, ask yourself, do I feel like I can accomplish this? Or am I using what I see as a way to hate, to feel negative towards myself or another person? Because if you're not using it as inspiration, you should not even be watching it in the first place. Because it's only gonna slow you the fuck down. You are capable of so much, remember. And if you don't know what you're capable of, book a call with me. Let's chat. I'll open your eyes to it.